Kahala Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number. Okay, this video, we're going back into Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17, to give a warning, one of the many warnings that the Lord told us to give. Okay. Okay. So first, let's go to Romans. Let's see. Is it 15:4? Let's see. Could be wrong. No. Okay. So the scriptures were written before all of our times. As a matter of fact, let's get the word for time. So yeah, we're starting in Romans 15 and verse 4. All right, I'll read it first. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Okay, we being the remnant and the elect, which is whom this message is for. All right, the whole world is being put on notice. All right, but these things are for the remnant and the elect. The gospel. Okay, gospel is even for the 2/3 if they're not listening. All right, this is for people who are actually doing the will of the Father. Okay, the ones that were chosen before the foundation of the earth. That is who these things are for. All right, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. All right, we're the only ones who will take heed to this. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. This just came to mind, so. Man, I want to go there, but hold on. Yeah, let me go here really quick. Hmm. Hold on a second. Just give me a minute, man. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Romans. This is in Romans also. All right, this is for the remnant and the elect. Okay, these are the only people that will take heed to these things. Okay, to the best of their ability. Okay, and do these things to the best of their ability. The obedient children. Okay, this is Romans 10, starting at 13. It says, "For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things." Okay, so who is going to be sent but those who have heard, those who believe, okay, those who call on the name of the Lord. Okay, and if you're not listening, if you're not paying attention, if you're not doing these things to the best of your ability, all right, you don't fall into the ones that would hear this message. Okay, let's go to 2 Timothy. We'll come back to Romans 15 and 4. Well, let's go to 2 Timothy 2 and 15. All right, 2 Timothy 2 and 15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." Who is going to hear this? Okay, who is going to hear what this actually means? Okay, not anyone who turns their ear away from this. Not anyone who the Lord has blinded or made hard-headed, stiff-necked, sottish, okay, and kept in that state. Not that we all have not been in a worldly state of mind, all right, but the ones whom the Lord have chosen to wake up out of this sleep, all right, are the only ones that are going to take heed to these and know the truth of everything that is in the scriptures. All right, which will allow for this word to be rightly divided. All right, it says rightly dividing the word of truth. How are you going to know what's true? Someone can give you a verse in here and give you their spin on it. And you will take to that if you don't take heed to the rest of what's in here. You have to get that in context. Okay? The word Gentile, it's a placeholder word. All right? But you won't know that unless you have the right teachers in front of you to point that out. All right? Also, Gentile, even being in here as a placeholder word, there are Gentiles and there are Gentiles. All right, if you have been given enough of an eye salve to pay attention, you would know this. Okay, and even if you are just now seeing this, you will search that out. All right, the Lord will give that to you if you are His. The Lord will give you that understanding. Okay. All right, the word Jew. Jew is short for the tribe of Judah. Also, okay, also it is likened to the southern tribe, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay. The word world. All right, in the Greek, it has two meanings: oikoumene, cosmos. What's the difference? Find out what the difference between oikoumene and cosmos is, and then go to John 3:16, and uh, you'll have a better understanding of what that means. Okay. So there's a lot of things people can just give you out of these scriptures, right? Unless you have someone guide you, all right, you're going to be stuck. Someone sincerely being a part of the Lord's men that sincerely have the Holy Spirit working with them, not in a contrary fashion, all right? Because these things are used as a filtering process also. Even if you are a child of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, you could be a 2/3. And the Lord is still going to filter you out of this thing. You have to play your role. Everyone has to play their role. Everyone is in their lot. That's where the fear comes in. That is where the fear comes in. All right, you could know the truth of this. You could know that you come from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. You can know what tribe you're out of, or at least have a very good clue. Okay, you could be preaching and teaching these things outside of a church, on the highways and byways, like you're supposed to. Okay, you could be um, rightly dividing the word of truth up until the last day, and the Lord can have something happen. The Lord can make you take that mark. All right, this all keeps us humble. All right, you might offend one of the little ones. Here, let me look that up. All right, this is Matthew. This is something that could be given to you, read to you, told to you, and with your worldly ears, you'd be filtered right out of this thing. You have to get understanding. You have to have a foundation in this. Okay? All right, this is Matthew 18. I'm going to start at 1. And the point is going to be in 6. All right? Hmm. Man, we're gonna read to 7. All right, Matthew 18, starting at 1, and we're going to read through 7. The heading above verse 1 says rank in kingdom. Rank in the kingdom. All right, which, okay. So anyway, verse 1, it says, at the same time came disciples unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. All right, just really quickly, one of the things that I used to say during coming into this truth, filtering myself through these scriptures and finding that I was on the path to death. Okay, I used to think in my head, man, if I knew the things that I knew now at birth, okay, I would do things different. And instantly the Lord let me know that I wouldn't have. Okay, He let me know that I wouldn't have because if you compare yourself to Yahweh Shai, okay, he walked perfectly. We cannot walk perfectly now. It's just impossible. That's one. So no. In all reality, I wouldn't have done everything I was supposed to do because we were born into chains of sin, or chains of darkness, excuse me. All right, which is this flesh living in sin, okay? That doesn't mean we don't strive to do the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, but we still sin. Even sins that we don't know we're sinning, okay? That's the importance of this grace period. All right. So, another thing about me saying if I would have done things, or that if I'd know, if I would have known, I would have done things different. All right. You know what else he showed me? Was that I don't have to wish to had been born back then to do things correctly. I can start, and I better start doing them as I learn them now. Wouldn't that be the same thing? If I was born and learned these things, I would act accordingly. In the spirit, the time I started learning this truth is being born again, okay? All right? So I can start learning and living this now. Okay? And I still can't do it perfectly. All right? So I hope you understand what I'm saying right there. All right? But it said, except you be converted and become as little children. All right, be converted. What is that? That doesn't mean that people can convert to be an Israelite. That means get out of this world. Turn your back on being worldly and come back to life. All right, come back to your power in all truth and sincerity. That's the conversion. All right, and only that will happen if the Lord wills it. Now, what does it mean to become as little children? All right, children are eager to learn, and this is something I've learned too. Okay, that I hadn't really thought about until it was put this way. Okay, so you come back into this truth as a child. Children are willing to learn. All right, they are ready to learn, eager to learn. All right, and what happens after you chasten your child? All right, he goes right back to loving his father. That's what children do. Okay, and that's what we are to do. So you can call yourself a man in this world, all right, but you need to put away being a man. What do men, the problem with men in this world is they think they know everything. They think they know everything. All right, especially for themselves and their family, okay? You tell somebody to walk this way, this world has allowed you to gain a certain comfortability to where you won't even look towards the Most High because you think you're doing all this on your own. All right? So become a child. Forget everything that you thought you knew and come back to your Father, okay? In all truthfulness and sincerity. That's what it means, come back into this thing as little children. Now let's go on. It's Matthew 18:4 now. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. All right, this is going into this next point, so I hope you pay attention. Matthew 18:5 again. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name shall receive me. So whoever receives someone who has converted, all right, we already know conversion is not mean another nation feeling our pain and knowing that this is the truth, and therefore they're considered an Israelite now. No, that's not it. Conversion is for an Israelite that was in another mind state to come back to his power. Okay? Now understand this. Matthew 18:5 again, all right? And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. All right? So if someone, if you have had, if the Lord has opened or given you an eye salve, okay, truly, all right, you will see that someone has, and it's even for me, to a certain extent, okay, I have enough of an eye salve to see if someone is actually trying to learn, or if someone is trying to debate, or if someone just wants to be right. Okay, now my teachers where I've learned this from have been in this thing 40 years plus. So their eye salve is open more. Okay, they have grown in the spirit more. So they more than likely they see more than this. Okay. But so what 5 is saying is, and whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. So you recognize that someone has been converted, humbled themselves, and you receive them. All right. You help this person, guide them on their growth in spirit. Okay. Because they're listening. Okay. They're not trying to be right or debate someone. And what I mean by be right is they're not trying to will themselves and overpower someone with what they are thinking. They are learning and growing in spirit. Okay. So listen to this. Matthew 18:6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So, as someone who converted, became little children, humbled themselves, all right, endures chastening, okay, believes in the order, Yahweh Shai, all right, David, okay, and on down, all right. But then you get to a point to where you start judging with your eyes, all right. One of these Israelites look like a so-called Chinese or white or Indian, and all these nations that we were scattered, they look like someone that a Hebrew Israelite wouldn't particularly look like. Okay, given the true descriptions in the scriptures, all right. But they are of the diaspora, the scattering. Okay, but they are Israelites. And it only takes, I seen one family where it only took 3 generations for the pigmentation to be gone. Okay, and one of these little ones walk up to you, all right. They've converted. Okay, they've humbled themselves. All right, they are trying to learn. They're enduring chastening, and they come to you, and you just shoo them away because of what they look like. You are one of these people that are offending one of these little ones because the Lord did not give you enough of an eye salve to know the mystery of the speckled bird. All right. Mine heritage is unto me like a speckled bird. Okay. We look like, walk like, talk like, all right, worship like all other nations. Okay. So we should be expecting to see people that look like all other nations come to us. All right. We try the spirit first, man. We don't go by what they look like. We try the spirit first. Okay. So if you turn them away, you are offending one of those little ones. All right. Verse 7 now. It says, "Woe unto the world." All right, and that's cosmos. "Woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offense cometh." All right, so if that Israelite that looks like another nation gets turned away from the Lord, all right, the Lord didn't want them in the first place, but the offense came through you. All right, so the Lord may not want you either, lest you and that Israelite repent and endure till the end. Okay? So back to Romans 15 and 4. "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope." I wanted to go into that word aforetime. Okay.
Strong's G 4270, paragrafo.
Prographo. Okay. It says to write before of time. All right. It says of old, set forth, or designated beforehand. Okay. So all of these things are of old, set forth, or designated beforehand. Okay. All of these things, which means, for whatsoever things were written aforetime, which applies to all of this, all right, were written for our learning, that we through patience and the comfort, we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. All right, that is for the remnant and the elect. All right, which look like, walk like, talk like, and worshiped like all other nations at one point in time before the Holy Spirit was here. All right, we were all Gentiles. We were all in a gentilic state of mind, if that's a word. All right, we were all in a Gentile state of mind. We didn't know who we were. We did not know who we were because this world is wicked. It's ran by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, and that fits prophecy. All right, you have to understand what is being said when that is said. You have to understand what's being said when everything is said. Filter all these things through the scriptures, man. If something is being said by a man of the Lord and it pricks you, get understanding on what is being told to you. Go look and listen some more. All right, go look and listen some more. And repeat, okay? You're going to find out one of two things. Either you are of the Lord's or you're not. Either you are of the remnant and elect or not. But you have to endure to the end. Or the elect and the remnant will endure to the end. We have no choice because that is what prophecy says will happen. All right? That is what prophecy says will happen. And the other nations and the other things that are going to happen have no choice. It's all prophecy. Okay? What else? Let's go to Revelation 1 and 3. Right? It reads, "Blessed is he that readeth." What does that mean? Let's go look at readeth. Revelation 1 and 3. Actually, let's look at blessed. Let's see.
Strong's G 3107. Makarios. Makarios.
All right. Blessed. Happy. Okay. Again, because only the remnant and elect will, read. But that's not the only thing. They're going to read. They will understand. Okay. They will open the door when the Lord knocks. They will sup with the Lord. Okay. All these things are in here, man. So let's keep going. Blessed is he that readeth. Let's see what readeth is. Let's see.
Strong's G 314. Anagnosko. Anagnosko.
It says to distinguish between, to recognize, to know accurately, to acknowledge. It says from G303 and G1097, to know again. All right. Let's see what acknowledge. Let's see what acknowledge means.
Acknowledge.
It says accept. Oh, this is definitions from Oxford Languages. Again, it says a verb. Accept or admit the existence or truth of. Definition 2. Well, let's go ahead and get the similar words for that first definition. It says admit, accept, all right, grant, allow. All right. Definition 2 for, this is definition 2 for
Acknowledge.
acknowledge. It says of a body of opinion, which this is an opinion, man. These things are facts in here, man. It says the truth. Anyway, it goes on to say recognize the fact or importance or quality of. All right. What does it mean to acknowledge something? It says to accept, admit, or recognize something, or the truth or existence of something. All right, let me see what else we got here. What is the synonym for acknowledge? It says accept, concede, confess, declare, profess, recognize. All right, it says accede, acquiesce. I think. Let me see what that word is. But it says allow, avow, grant, own, yield. What is this word right here? Acquiesce.
Acquiesce.
Yeah, acquiesce. It says accept something reluctantly but without protest. Similar, it says permit, consent to, agree to, allow. All right. Which we don't reluctantly accept these things. All right. Okay. These other nations maybe reluctantly accept these things because they are true. All right. We don't reluctantly accept these things. What is? Let's see what Now I want to see what reluctantly is. I want to see if I have the right thought of what it is in my mind. Let me see. Define reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
adverb. It says, in an unwilling and hesitant way. All right, so we don't reluctantly accept these things, okay? All right. The other nations, now they're more in a position to reluctantly accept, or someone who tries to hold on to this world reluctantly accepts these things, all right, in an unwilling and hesitant way, all right. So now let's go on with the rest of this. Blessed is he that, this is Revelation 1 and 3, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. Let's see what that word hear is.
Strong's G 191. Akuo. Akuo.
It says to be endowed with the faculty of hearing, not deaf. Definition 2, it says to hear, to attend to consider what is or has been said, to understand, perceive the sense of what is said. All right, so you can just hear something, like I just heard a sound, all right? Okay? Words are sounds. So you just heard a sound. No, it's not, it doesn't stop there. It does not stop there. It says to understand and perceive the sense of what is being said, to attend to consider what is or has been said. All right. Definition 3, it says to hear something, to perceive by the ear what is announced in one's presence, to get by hearing, learn. A thing comes to one's ears, okay, to find out, learn, to give ear to a teaching or a teacher, to comprehend, to understand. All right, what is, all right,
Comprehend. Comprehend.
comprehend. Verb, it says grasp mentally, understand. All right, similar words to this: understand, grasp, take in, see. Okay, definition 2, it says include, compromise, or encompass. Or it says not compromise. It says include, comprise, encompass. All right. The sentence that it gives says a divine order comprehending all men. All right. But similar words again are comprise, include, take in, encompass. All right. What does it mean to comprehend something? It says understand. It says to comprehend is to mentally grasp something's complete nature or meaning. All right, comprehend is thus often a bit stronger than understand. For example, you may understand the instructions in a handbook without completely comprehending their purpose. All right, we just went over blessed, readeth, hear. All right, all of these things are not even a whole verse. Revelation 1 and 3. All right, so do you comprehend Revelation 1 and 3? Do you comprehend 2 Timothy 2 and 15? Go into these words and look and see, okay? Otherwise, you can be trapped in the snares of the devil, by the wiles of the devil. All right, and you won't be able to do the end of 2 Timothy 2 and 15, which it says, what was it? Rightly divide the word of truth. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay? I'll go ahead and read 16 really quick. 2 Timothy 2:16. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. How are you going to know the difference between profane and vain babblings between the truth? Right? You have to be able to rightly divide. It's comprehension and reading, like it says in which we got to finish reading it. Revelation 1 and 3. And at the end it tells you why to do these things now. Okay? Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein. Therein where? All right, there's so many books out here. All right, but what it says, keep the things written therein. Therein where? All right, this in the scriptures, man, in the Bible. Okay, but let's see what it says. Let's see what it means by keep those things.
Strong's G 5083. Tereo. Tereo.
To attend to carefully, take care of, to guard. Metaphor, to keep one in the state which he is. Right? To observe, to reserve, to undergo something. All right? It's important that we keep these things, man. Okay? Let me see. So we're going to be going into this warning, okay? Keep this in mind, all right? We're talking about this word keep. This is Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right? And that word world goes back to oikomene. All right, remember that. That word world goes back to the word oikomene. Okay? But listen to those words keep again. Okay? We already went over what keep is. Right? The meaning of keep. All right? Revelation 3 and 10 again. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right, and what this verse is speaking of, the hour of temptation, all right, is this warning that we're going to go into. All right, so let's go ahead and go there now. Revelation 13. We'll start at verse 16. All right, it reads, this is a regular King James, okay? It reads, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, the he is that Esau, Edom, okay, the wicked that the earth was given to, all right? That's why everything is dying. Everything is dying. Okay? Because the wicked are in rulership. All right, but their end will soon be here. So he's going to cause all right? Everyone. All right, this is that hour of temptation that the Lord was talking about. No, it is not just 60 minutes. It is a season. All right, a season of trouble and a season of them causing. All right, that trouble is going to lead to their solution. All right, they think that they are they think that they are God, and they're going to present to you their Savior, which is this MOTB, or Mark of the Beast, or Micro C-Hip, or RFID C-Hip. Another couple examples are Walletmor, WALLETMOR, Neuralink, okay, or Elon Musk's brain technology. Right, he's going to cause everyone to have to take this thing, man. He's going to make it money. He's going to make it a carbon emissions tracker. He's going to make it identification. He's going to make it keys, right? Everything that you want, all in one. Okay? And all of you are going to beg for this thing. Okay? It's going to be a way into safe cities, safe zones. All right? Many, many things. This man is going to come at you from many angles with this. All right? It might just be a lifesaver. Basically, if you take this, we won't kill you. All right? They might just hit you with that. All right? You're still going to be stepped on by us, but hey, you'll be able to live, because a lot of you think this man's kingdom is living. You think this is living. I'm speaking to Israelites, man. You are holding on so tight to this place. You don't even think you're worthy of what the Lord has in store for you. You fear this man more than you do the Lord, in all actuality. Okay? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So if you don't take this pledge, if you don't get this man's name, number, all right, you're going to be ousted out of society. All right, there's a big chance you might starve. All right, you don't have faith in it. You're not even paying attention to the men of the Lord telling you which way to walk before this thing is on the scene and made mandatory. You think you're going to be able to fake your way into having faith in the Lord after the trouble hits the scene? You think you're going to be able to tell the Lord that you have had faith in him this whole time, and that you went against him because you were just joking? All right, but now you're really ready to show your faith? You putting your chance, you are chancing that, right? That's not a question. You are chancing that. All right, the Lord knows you already, okay? He made you. He guided all your steps. All right, and 2/3 of Israelites in this land, known as America, but better known as Babylon the Great, okay, and also known as the future lake of fire, the future site of the lake of fire. All right, he knows all of this. Okay, filter yourself through these scriptures and see which way you are going. And if the Lord puts a spirit on you to turn back and walk in this way, right, to walk in order through the door, right, by way of his men, and they guide you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, do you even know the names? Do you know the God of the scriptures? Do you know who the Lord of Israel is? What's his name? What's his son's name? Why did he send his son to go through the things that he went through? Was his son here more than once? All right. If so, why? What did he have to go through to be here more than once? Have we been here more than once? All right. Which way do we walk to get to the Lord, man? Okay. There are many questions that you have to ask yourself if you truly believe and have faith in the Lord, man. All right. Yahweh is his name. Yahweh Shai is his son's name. What do those names mean? All right. Why doesn't it say those things clearly in the scriptures, or does it? All right. You are going to have to reconcile those names, man. You're going to have to be settled in them, well rooted in them. And those names are not just names. Okay? They are not just names. There's a lot that goes with that. Okay? Their images have been blasphemed. Their names. Their men. Okay? The truth. The rainbow. Right? They didn't took that. They didn't took that as their own. Do you know what a Sabbath is? You know any of the Lord's feast days and high holy days? There's a lot. There's a lot in here. And the Lord understands that, but you need to, convert, humble yourself, right? And become children again. All right? Forget all the things that the world has thrown on top of you. Forget about going your own way. The world and put one of the deepest spirits the world and put on, one of the wickedest spirits that the world put on this thing is individualism. The Lord got you believing in yourself so much that you done had so many birthdays. Tell us how many days that you've celebrated the Lord, man. You say you love him. You thank him for everything you got. Your parents, your children, maybe your wives, all right, your friends, the roof over your head, the clothes on your back, the food you eat. You know anything about the Lord, though? So would he say that you were obedient children? Would he say that you would hear his voice and know him? Right? Is he going to know who you are in the end? Or is he going to tell you that he doesn't know whence you are? All right? That's where the fear comes in. All right, so do not take this micro C-hip. We've been over this over and over again, and we're going to keep going over this over and over again. Time after time, again and again, okay? All right, because the Lord loves you. That's speaking to you Israelites, all right? Especially the remnant and the elect. All right, you were chosen before the foundations of the earth. Okay, so that was the warning. That was a warning. One that takes place in Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. All right, this thing is in the earth already. But those first 4 words of verse 16 is the difference between this MOTB being here and this prophecy not yet being fulfilled. And he causeth all. Okay, this thing is very plain to the remnant and the elect. And even there's other nations that this thing is very clear to. So if you're an Israelite and you still don't know, you better refer back to fearing the Lord. Refer back to that. All right, but do not take this micro C-hip. Do not take this RFID C-hip. Do not take this MOTB. Do not take this mark of the beast. Do not take the charagma. All right. So with that, Kohalo Yahweh, Bahoshem Yahweh Shai, Bahoshem Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth, and where I am still learning this truth, and also Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. And Lord willing, see you in the next video. Shalom.